I am going to work through some of these projects that my daughter has been asking for. Hello everyone, welcome to Creatively Crafty Me. I am Charlena, and today I figured since we're in a new year and I have worked through most of my Advent projects, that I would start working on some of these things that my daughter has been asking for. She has been asking me for different things for a little while now. I just keep kind of adding them to a list and not actually working on any of them, but I figured the first projects of the new year should be to knock out all these things that is on her wish list of items. So firstly, let me list the things that she has requested over time, and I'm going to try to get all these projects completed for her and given to her before I start working on too many other projects. Now, I'm gonna be honest, I am not a monogamous crocheter, so I will probably sprinkle in a couple of things that I want to do for the fun of things as well, into this process of creating stuff for her. But for the most part, I'm going to knock out this list of projects that she wants. So firstly, she asked for kitchen towels. She wants handmade kitchen towels for her kitchen. She's also asked for a ghost pillow. Way past Halloween, I know, but I had some yarn that I kind of didn't like the project that I was working up with it, so she asked me if I could use that yarn to make her a ghost pillow. So I'm going to make her a ghost pillow. She asked for glove holders for her children. I have actually started on those at least. She asked for a hexagon cardigan. I just ordered the yarn for that project, so hopefully I can get that done for her. She wants a hand knitted blanket. The hand knitted blanket was something that she was trying to make for herself, and she wasn't enjoying the process, so it was set to the side. So I told her I would hand knit a blanket for her. I did one time arm knit a blanket for her. It was just a cute little challenge that we was trying out because we had saw it. Maybe we saw a YouTube video or an Instagram video or something about this 45-minute blanket. So we did work that up real quick, but I am going to take that apart and add it into this yarn as well to make her hand knitted blanket. And then she also wants some pin cushions. So I'm going to crochet different types of pin cushions for her. So real quickly, let me just go through the yarns that I plan on using and maybe some ideas that I have for the projects. So the first thing I started working on for her was the glove holders for her kids, for my grandchildren. So I've only physically did these two, but I have done two so far. So this one is for the oldest granddaughter. This one is for the youngest. This one here is just single crochets, and I actually used the yarn from my Curate Advent. This was the yarn that you were supposed to use to make the little gingerbread coasters, but I just thought the color of the yarn was real pretty and I liked the yarn. So I said I'm going to use this for, I decided I was going to use this yarn to make these glove holders. So this one is just some single crochets going back and forth. Right, this one I was using the Mod Stitch and just single crochets to make this glove holder. So I did this one, so I have one done so far. I'm going to try to do a total of 10, 5 for each one, 5 for each grandchild. So this is the first one I did just using single crochets, the Mod Stitch, and my yarn from my Curate Advent calendar. So needless to say, I did not make the gingerbread coasters, but that's neither here nor there. I really like the yarn and I wanted to use it for something that I knew would get used. So I also made this one here, and this one is just a chain. Like I just made a long chain and crocheted back and forth across it. And I want to say I did this one with half double crochets. Now, I did start working on another one, also from the yarn from the Curate box. And it is this one here. And it is so cute. It's so cute. But I played Yarn Chicken and lost. So I am going to have to take this out and start again and maybe come up with a different. I still want to use these bobble stitches in there, but maybe I'll eliminate one of these rows of double crochets. So I have like double crochets, chains, the bobble stitches, and then the double crochets. But maybe I will eliminate this row of double crochets so that in between each of the two little like heart shapes of the bobbles, I will only have one bar of double crochets, and hopefully that will give me enough yarn to make it to the end of this and actually complete this. And then I will make one in this style also for my youngest granddaughter. There was also a skein of white yarn that came in the Curate Advent box with like this. So, but I know with the white yarn, because the one for my youngest granddaughter is going to be shorter, I know I will have enough to finish that one, but I want to complete this one. So I'm just trying to come up with different styles and stitches, even though you really won't see them because they will be through the sleeves of their coat, and inside their coat you really won't see them. But I still thought it would be nice to have some cute little like cute different styles for them. So I did start that project for her. Like I said, I am trying to get at least 10 done, 5 for each grandchild. That way she can just put them in their coats, because you know we have different coats that we wear at different times. And she could just put it in their coats and leave them in that particular coat. She won't have to take it out and put it in the next coat and yada yada yada. So that is my plan for that. When I went to Aruba, this is a yarn that I purchased, and I was like, well, maybe I can make those glove holders for her with this yarn. But I realized that I think I would prefer a cotton yarn for that project. So I have this yellow yarn left over. This yarn is also from one of the Advents. This is from the Hobie Advent. I did 3 out of the 4 projects from the Hobie Advent. I'm not going to go through them all here because eventually I would like to just make a video showing you all the projects that I made with the yarns from the Hobie Advent. But they had this market bag in the Hobie Advent, and I made this bag. So I made, from the Hobie Advent, I made this market bag, and I still have this yellow yarn left from that particular project. There wasn't much of the beige or the pink yarn left. I think this is really all of the pink yarn I had left. I tried to use as much of this yarn in this project as I could, but I still have this yellow yarn left, and I would like to use it up. So I'm probably going to make a couple of glove holders from this yarn here. And then, of course, I am going to try to find a blue yarn for the youngest one, because my youngest granddaughter favorite color is blue. She loves bluey, so if you ask her favorite color, she says blue. And then my oldest granddaughter's favorite colors are pink and purple, so I want to make sure that I have some yarn, some glove holders made in the color yarn that they would like. So that is one of the projects that I've started and kind of completed, if you say, but I want to make more. Then the other thing she asked for was kitchen towels. Now, also in the Hobie Advent calendar, there was a pattern to make tea towels. Now, I did make the tea towels. These are extra little dishcloths, or, you know, cloths that I made her to go with that tea towel. I actually gave her that tea towel for Christmas. I will link the pattern for these tea towels in the description, because these are so pretty. I really like these. And I feel like originally when I made the original tea towel, maybe I can get her to take a picture, but I really don't feel like you need a picture, because basically this is exactly what the tea towel looked like, except it was wider and longer. And I did, with the tea towel, follow the exact color scheme of the pattern itself, and it just came out so pretty. And I gave that to her at Christmas time so that she could at least have one of the projects that she asked for. But it was only one towel. But I had extra yarn from that project, and I felt like I was worried that if I tried to make 2 towels, it wouldn't be enough yarn, that I would run out of yarn. So I said instead of making another towel with that yarn, I would make her some cloths. So I made, which one of these first? I made this one first. I made this one first, the cloth, and I made it using the size hook that it required. Now I'm thinking it was made with a 4mm hook. I would put it on the screen if I'm wrong, because I can't remember the size hook that you were supposed to use to make the towel. But I used that hook, I used the correct size to make the towel. And I says, well, I'm gonna make a cloth. So I made this cloth here, and there was still so much yarn left. So I says, well, I'm going to make another cloth, and I did. I made this cloth here with a 3mm hook, and I actually really like how it looks better with the 3mm hook. So this is, let me see, I'm gonna put them together. So of course this one being made with the larger hook is wider, but that is the difference in the size of the cloth with the 2 different size hooks. So I want to say this was a 4mm, could be wrong, but I know for a fact that I used a 3mm for this one here. And I just really like how good it came out. And it has a little more stiffness to it than this one. Or maybe, I think I used a different size hook. I think I used a larger hook for the actual pattern because I wanted the tea towel to be a little larger. But anywho, however, whatever hooks I used, this is what it looked like with the larger hook, and this is what it looked like with the smaller hook. And this one I did follow the exact color scheme. So when you start the project, it started out like this with the white and the blue, and then it went into this blue and beige, and then this beige and burgundy. And from the beige and burgundy, it went to this burgundy, this like burgundy and deep wine color. And then from that wine color, it went to this wine and white, and then repeated. So that is what it looked like. With this one here, I originally was trying to follow the color scheme of the towel and accidentally inverted this one. So this should have been white here and blue on the inside. And after I had already completely finished the row, I realized that I did the colors wrong, and I wasn't taking it out. So I just said, the middle color should be the color of the outside color of the previous row. But I messed up. I made the white in the middle, and I was like, I'm not taking it out. I'm leaving it. So I just kind of repeated this color here up here. And yeah, so I have these 2 cloths for her. I have these 2 cloths for her to go with the tea towel that I have already given her. And then in a previous video, I did show y'all I had purchased this pack of yarn from Hobbii. So this is their 100% organic Egyptian cotton, baby cotton yarn. And it is a size 1 thin yarn. And I have them in all these different colors. I'm not going to pull them all out. So it's like a variety of shades. It goes from white to beige to blue, and then the blues just get darker. And I purchased this pack of yarn from Hobbii because it came with all these schemes. And I do have some like random balls of I do have some random balls of Hobbii's 8/4 cotton yarn that came in a mystery cotton yarn bag that I haven't used. So I plan on kind of tossing those into the mix and using up as much of that yarn as I can to make her a few more kitchen towels. And with some of this yarn, if it's left over, if there's enough scraps, I would just make a couple of glove holders as well. So that is 2 of the projects that she had asked for and my plans for that. And then this here with the ghost pillow, I had originally purchased this yarn. I right now cannot remember what yarn this is. And I purchased a couple of skeins of this yarn. And this yarn was not really cheap. I did catch it on sale, and then I had like a little discount code, but still, I felt like this was some pricey yarn. And I started working up a blanket, and this is how it was coming out. I wanted to crochet a real chunky, thick blanket, but I was like, oh, no way. It would take so much of this yarn to make this crocheted, chunky blanket. And I'm like, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I don't want to spend that kind of money for enough yarn to make the size blanket that I wanted. So I'm going to frog this, take this out, and repurpose this yarn for her ghost pillow. And I'm not sure, I haven't actually decided how I was going to make the ghost pillow. I'm hoping that I can actually make it like a stuffed toy, you know, just start with the ring and kind of increase until I get to the bottom and put a couple of, like, oh, what do you call them? A couple of scallop stitches around the bottom and then sew some eyes on. That is my plan for that. If it doesn't work out, I will try to find me a pattern for a ghost pillow. But I'm really thinking that I should just be able to make a regular little stuffy, you know, just increase it and then go down and add the scallops on the bottom. So I think that will work, and this is a yarn that I want to use for that. And it would be nice to finally use this yarn for something. It would be nice to use it for something and actually get it out the stash. I do want to kind of do some stash busting, even though I'm still buying yarn, but that's a whole nother story. Okay, so that's the kitchen towels, the ghost pillow, the gloves holder. Now for her hexagon cardigan, I ordered the bitty stripes yarn for that cardigan, and I'm hoping that she'll like it. I ordered quite a bit of bitty stripes yarn actually, but I haven't received it yet. So when I get that yarn, I will show you that yarn, and I will start working on that cardigan. But that's for a later project. And then her pincushion. In a past video, I made these little birds. I will try to include a couple of clips of that. And I gave those to her as well already at Christmas time, so that she could have a couple of pincushions. But what she also wants is one that kind of wraps around her arm, so that she can just put the pink in there. And I did order a couple of slat bracelets. So my plan is to crochet her a couple of ones that she can wrap around her arm, so that she could just stick her pins in them, and that be that. So I haven't really decided what yarns I'm going to use for those pin cushions yet, but that is something else that I want to do. I do know what kind of style I want to make for her pin cushions, but I don't know what yarns I'm going to use for those pin cushions yet. But she did at least get 2 pin cushions, and then I'm going to work on the kind that wraps around her arm. And then finally, the project that I am most excited to work on, because I want to get this yarn out of here. Okay, the project that I am most excited to work on is her hand knitted blanket. Now, a couple of years ago, it has been years, she asked for this yarn, for this Couture Jazz yarn, to make her own hand knitted blanket. And like I said, she wasn't enjoying the process, but she did get this yarn. I did purchase her this yarn in this color. So I purchased it in this beige as well as this cream. And she felt like at the time when I purchased the yarn, we purchased what she asked for. I did purchase the amount that she asked for, but she felt like the blanket that she was working on would not be big enough. So we purchased more yarn, and I literally have this entire bag full of this Couture Jazz yarn. And then Premier, this yarn went on like super clearance at Premier, and I want to say it went on clearance for like $2 or something. So I also purchased a few extra skeins then as well, so that I could be certain that this blanket will be large enough for her. So I am going to start this project, and hopefully, it seems like it's it's a project you can kind of get done in a day, maybe two, I don't know. But I am going to start this project and get it going, and so I could get this whole big old bag of yarn out of my stash. Okay guys, so that's it. Those are all the projects I plan on working on hardcore to get them done. If you want to see these finished projects, then do come back, stick around, hit that subscribe button so you can see what else I have going on, and I will talk to you in the next video. Okay, bye.